doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what up, nerds? How'd your day go today? Hopefully green. Mine was, and yesterday my internet had a lot of issues for some reason. Let me just fix the volume here for the next track. Don't want you guys to go deaf and so on. But yeah, yesterday for some reason my internet was all wonky. I don't know if you guys know about the website Down Detector. That one was spiking up for my area. Then I called up my service provider. They said that they were having issues in this area, and literally didn't get internet till like 9:30 p.m. and then later on got internet, and it was just too late, so I just said screw it. It's gonna be my lazy day where I'm not gonna do any work. But no, I still did some work yesterday, and I'm glad I did that because I got to enjoy the fruits of that labor, with the market giving us some opportunities. Not many. There were still like a decent amount of opportunities out there overall on individual stocks. The market, from what I remember, for the most part just chopped around, kangarooed around back and forth, and expected. We had two insane green days recently. Wasn't expecting the market to have another big green day. So seeing that the market chopped around for the most part was understandable. But thankfully, stocks such as Tesla was moving. You had earnings names moving around, earnings day 2 names moving around, some news names also coming into play. So still lots of trades for the day trade side. And for the swing side, boy oh boy, the swing account is looking great, looking awesome on the swing account. I got to deploy some of the money that I have been waiting to deploy into some positions so far. We're looking good on some of them, and some of them might be time to already get out as we just got in, because I'm second guessing it. But that just might be my my day trading mentality kicking in, and not really the swing trader mentality that I need to have when looking at the current environment in the market. We got themes, we got sectors moving together, the AI, the nuclear, the energy, the earnings baskets, potentially EPs coming into play very soon, which I'm so excited to start swing trading EPs, and so on. It is going to be an absolute a journey for my swing trading account in this current season, and also for my day trading. I feel like being a swing trading, or now being starting to think in the swing trader's mindset, has now also helped me slow down my day trading, which is good, right? That's exactly how you want to be, slowing down your day trading, not taking every single trade out there, and only hunting for the best of the best of the best spots. That being said, your boy did trade a ridiculous amount of names today, so let's quickly head over to my trades on the day just to show you guys what we pulled off. Missed you yesterday, saw one red today. What was that? Well, someone wore red today and the market went up. I don't know who wore red today, but the market did indeed go up, brother. That it did. How you doing, TH? TH said that he was flat on the day. That's not bad, flat and forward. Better than being negative and trying to have to work your way out of it. Flat's always better. My day, pretty good green day. I think it could have been way better, but I got into work, a little late, honestly, and that maybe the fact that I got into work late was probably a good thing overall, because I got to miss out on the whole morning shenanigans that happened on some of these names. OKL low for one, RGTI for another one. I would potentially have been trapped on the dip buy and taking a loss on these names somewhere around VWAP already. So just kind of coming in late and focusing on what happened, and then looking for what can happen later on, gave me, or put myself in a really good situation where I was able to capitalize on some really good moves today. For example, OKLO taking that reversal back through VWAP and then basically adding as the trade keeps on getting better for me, and scalping out my profits, trying to get back into the trade around VWAP. But this right here, almost a double top, a lower high double top, basically creating a wedge pattern. When this double top happens, the chances are this is exactly what the stock does, just trade sideways. So I figured not much to be really expected, so I'm going to be very, very quick with my exits, because I don't want to lose on this name, especially after making the stock my best name of the day today. So I didn't want to give back profit, so I kept it really quick and simple. As the trade didn't work out for me, I cut the trade. I walked away. Later on, I felt like there was a wedge break, so I did take the wedge break, but that wedge break didn't really have too much follow through. I could have gotten out for this one on break even, but I stuck to my stop and I just said, screw this trade, it's not going anywhere. This is me just trying to make something out of nothing. This was the trade right here, or you could say this right here was the trade to the downside, as the stock basically failed, breaks 39 and then pushes right back down. You could say that was the short right there. And you get a nice move to 35s almost, so pretty big move to the south side for a short, and then maybe flip long. But I doubt if you were to look for the short side, you probably missed out on the long side on this name, because your biases would have kept you looking for the short on the pop, maybe, right? So that thankfully coming in late was in my favor. Much later in the day today, almost closer to 2 o'clock or so, one of my traders on the floor, not my traders, one of the traders on the floor that I work with, called out INHD. They said that the stock was going to the stock was dying to the downside, and there's a seller on the offer. So I figured, okay, let me quickly pull up the stock, see what the hell is actually going on with this name. And I see that there is like a 6,000 lots. That's a big amount of size over there on the stock, chasing it to the south side. And eventually, once it does go down over here, it capitulates in a little bit, in a way. I didn't really find any news on this name. And then the seller is just constantly getting punched into. If either the seller pulled the order, or someone actually came in and they said, yep, I'll buy all the shares over here that I can. So my idea was, if something like that happened, I want to be able to capitalize on that long, getting in on that breakout. This entry over here was honestly a mistake. I was trying to exit some shares, but one of my keys were programmed wrong on our platform, on our brokerage, or at the prop office. You program your keys to whatever gateways you want to use. So I actually had two keys set up as the buy key. One should have been sell. So by mistake, I bought over here. Ended up working for my favor. I'll take it. Instantly getting out on that pop. And then as the stock pushes into $2, I mean, I'm risking what, 10 cents? Maybe 20 cents, and I'm getting 50 cents per share on that trade right there. That's a pretty good trade. So taking some profits, but also holding some for a potential dream move, and that does give me a bigger move up to 220, 230 or so on INHD. So monster long opportunity right here after a stock gets smoked from $3 to $1 without any real news, and just playing the tape, playing the box, playing the tape, playing the level 2. I thought Toronto was going to score there. Florida is. I don't want to talk about it, but Florida is winning at the moment. A couple trades over here to add to my day today. Google, I mean, insane move on Google. I bought Google yesterday on my swing account at $160. So I'm pretty happy on the swing account, right? I'm looking at this at 168. It's a $8 in the money for me. Monster move on Google, especially after how Google reacted to the whole Apple news and so on. This is exactly what you want to see. You want to see Google reclaiming that Apple news high and now pushing back into the 200-day moving average and then pushing higher. Because what is the market doing? The QQQ is exactly doing that. It's holding above the 200-day. It's holding above the 200 moving average and trickling up north, right? So I guess we shouldn't say holding 200-day. We haven't really tested down there yet, but we are above the 200-day moving average. So Google reclaiming that the Apple news correction move, and pushing right back to the upside, getting long right here. 156, 160 was the move in my opinion, honestly, right? So reclaiming that day's halfway point and building some support for at least a couple days after getting back above it. That was my trigger to get long, because I figured if I go long here and even risk up to this low, I'm not really losing that much. But my reward on this trade, this is one of the large caps, one of the mag 7s. Like, if money is going to start inflowing into the market and into the mag 7s and so on, people like Buffett have billions and billions and billions of dollars sitting on the sidelines. So that is very quickly going to get deployed into the big names first, and some of the other smaller names start getting some love and attraction. So looking forward to see how these names react very soon, as we are now seeing what seems to be hedge funds saying, yeah, we missed the boat. There was some studies floating around on Twitter, or I should say x.com, that retail has been the most inflowed money recently over hedge. So most of the money coming in right now into the market has been more from retail traders than from actual institutional money. So we still could have a lot of moves left on the market, and the way to really spot what kind of stock is getting bought up is by finding these big movers. This is where scanners like Trade Ideas even scanners built within TradingView can come into play. You start scanning for stocks that are really booming on the day, like Reddit up 11%. Okay, that looks like a good breakout opportunity on Reddit. It's holding the 200-day moving average. It's got a higher low, higher low, higher low, getting ready to look like 130 breakout on the daily chart for a big move up here. And you can see how Reddit acted previously. It's also has Bitcoin Treasury on its books. Reddit earnings seasons and earnings reporting in 90 days. So it looks like they already reported recently on May 1st. I don't even know that they reported, I'll be honest with you. But if after the earnings report, you're seeing this type of reaction on this name, I mean, getting back above 130, especially tomorrow, or even pulling back into 120, 121 tomorrow, that might be a name to put onto your... Sorry guys, let me clear my throat here real quick. That might be a name to put onto your swing accounts and so on. So I'm for sure interested in Reddit over here. And I'm going to tell my pops to also take a look at Reddit anywhere from 120 to 130. If we're above 130 tomorrow, I'm interested. But at the moment, the market, with how strong the market is, or how extended I would say even the market is, you can see how the 5-day moving average is at 503. We're trading at 520, so that's a pretty big gap from the 5-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is kind of curling back up. All other important moving averages are already curling back up, which is exactly what we want to see from the market. Very, very bullish indication on the market over here. At this point, the only thing left that people will kind of start wanting to see more is the 50-day getting above the 200-day. So that will make all things go at that point. But I think for that to happen, the market would need to trade a little bit more up here, or the market would not actually need to trade up here. It would need to trade you know, a lot more in this area, maybe a little here and the back and forth, and then kind of go up, and then you can see the 50-day you know, catching up, the 5-day catching up, and so on. Ideally, you don't want to see too big of a pullback on the market, because that is not something that you really want to you know, be part of, right? If the market does do that, I might very quickly dump my positions and look to buy the dips on the names after. I don't need to hold a stock that is 10% in the money for me, watch it go back 7% down, and be like, oh, please, please, please make it go back up. No, I can take profits, watch it go back down 7%, get back in, and then ride it back up north. So I am very careful at the moment, watching where the market is. That being said, I did add some positions to my portfolio today. Affirm being one of them. I think Affirm is like a little bullish at the moment, going kind of crazy, going to the north side, getting a nice little breakout over here too. A couple other positions, I can't really remember what I added, but I can check for you guys later on. But what the heck? My brother's making all kinds of noise. Does that mean we scored? I hope so. I'm not sure if Toronto scored or not, or maybe something else is happening. Anyways, Google, a couple trades over here, continuing to show you guys my trades on the day. Google, one of the most strongest stocks on the day. I added it at $160 to my account, and love watching this stock go to the upside. But for the day trade, was a little late. Was late to the long side. I just could not find myself to force myself to get into a long trade at all. But what I did find was a beautiful short opportunity. What the hell is going on downstairs? What I did find was a beautiful short opportunity. So you got a double top over here. Failed to break out of $168. Pushes back to the south side. Now you have a box between 168 to 167. And then a smaller box between 167 to 167.50. Almost like the seller from this 168 failed breakout area. The seller from this same area, I would bet you it's the same seller, eventually coming into play and taking profits on the pops, and potentially now moving the orders lower. So moving the orders lower, showing me that once they were selling here, now they're selling here. The chances are, if we do break the buyer that's been trying to pop it up from this area, the stops could explode and we could get a nice little scalp to the downside. This is also a backside scalp opportunity from the S&B Capital boys. This is a failed breakout opportunity over here. Very simple trade also. So a couple things aligning for me, using that to take a short on Google, and also using that to take a short on Google. For some reason, I decided I'm just gonna trade both of them. And hey, guess what? I traded them both really well. Granted, this entry over here was a little too quick, so I cut that trade, and then I got back in when the trade was actually ready to work for me. So first 4 trades, good trades on the day right there. Couple other trades to quickly show you guys. A firm long, I also day traded this trade, 57 above, looking for the long move on a firm. Amazon, tried to look for a long on Amazon, but I realized, you know, there is not much going on over here. If this stock is red on the day, I'm not sure there's going to actually be too much of a juice to the upside, especially after this fail. So after noticing that, you know, I kind of walked away from this one and just took my flat exit. SE, boy oh boy, missing out on what I was looking for, but it is on my long-term portfolio. It is on my swing account, so very happy with the move over here on SE. Bought it yesterday because of the earnings report. It dropped to the downside, filled the gap, and then bounced right off of the gap fill on the earnings date itself. So very bullish tendencies right there. I bought it off of that move into 150. Now we're at 160. I love seeing that. But for a day trade, you know, kind of screwed it up for myself over here. Was maybe too early to the party. Honestly, no setup over here either. This right here has a little bit of a setup. You can see how it gets back above VWAP and actually finds some buying above VWAP and also some selling above VWAP. So once that seller cracks, you could have taken that breakout and just enjoyed some smooth sailing up. Obviously, hindsight 2020. But honestly, this setup over here is a lot better than whatever the hell I was doing over here. So not good, especially after this failed breakout at the high of day. Failed breakout of high of day, bounces off of VWAP and then cracks VWAP and pushes back down. What am I doing here, right? So it doesn't really make sense to be playing in that area for me, and just trying to make something out of nothing. Same thing over here, trying to make something out of nothing. And I saw this too. The SOUN double top. There's no real reason to get long so quick after a double top. It's just not gonna, you know, snap off and just make a new high a day and then run. You have some time against you. Now volatility is dying down. If you build, if you throw on Bollinger Bands after this type of action, the volatility is oh no. The second I look over, Florida scored. God damn it. The volatility is compressing, and there is no reason to really enter the trade so quick. So just watching it go sideways, could have easily stayed away from a loss on this one. On SOUN longs over there. KLTO, someone in my group of discords, was that Justin Bieber? Did I just see Justin Bieber up there? In my group of friends, in my one group of discords that I'm in a bunch of discords. One of them called out KLTO, and I just kind of monkey jumped into the long. Didn't work out for me. Took the loss. Wham, moving on. GLD, one of my other buddies at the workplace, called out that GLD broke low a day, and it did so with the volume. So when the stock pulled back into the midpoint of that candle and showed like there was some selling off of that, I got short, but then it immediately got bought right back up, so I walked away and closed that trade and just said screw it, not interested. Roblox, very good consolidation all day, so was looking for a breakout of that consolidation, but no juice, I guess, on Roblox over there. Just continues to it looks like it wants to go, but then pulls right back. So no juice at all on Roblox. And looks like I forgot to include my last trade, which is basically eToro. That's the new IPO. I tried to go short on a breakdown of a level, and it just didn't really... actually, no, it broke below 70, and then it popped back up into 69. So I got short into 69 or into 70, and then I tried to just give it an arbitrary stop above 71 or something. It got stopped out. I said, wah, who cares? Moving on. Stupid trade. Didn't really have too much size on that trade anyways. It was $1 spread at some point, so I said not worth my time or energy, and I'm just gonna walk away from it. I had to pay for shorts too, so obviously costed me a little bit on that side, but hey, good day overall. No need to complain about the eToro and the garbage IPO at all. What a garbage IPO. Hopefully some better IPOs coming up now that the market's going crazy. I mean, eToro was supposed to IPO around, what, 40 to 50 if I remember correctly, and it opened around 60 to 70, like absolutely insane. Hinge Health. Oh, I thought Hinge was, is this the same thing as I'm thinking it is? Is Hinge the dating application? No, it is an actual healthcare company, but AI to largely automate. Okay, an AI healthcare company, and we know how those ones have been moving recently. For example, Temu, or not Temu, Tempest, TEM, Tempest. The Pelosi stock, TEM, always a name that I like to track and so on. eToro opening up at a ridiculous price today. All right. Let's curate the watch list for tomorrow now that I've talked about my trades on the day. Hopefully you guys were able to learn a thing or two on how to trade and also how not to trade. And put it in your notes, ladies and gentlemen. Hood drop off at the end of the day, did it? Uh-oh, don't tell me that. I might have to trim more Robinhood. I mean, that drop off doesn't really matter. Are you talking about after hours? It dropped off a little bit more after hours, did it? Oh yeah, yikes. What was that? Was there any news over there? It did drop off a little bit more after hours. Might have to trim it at the low of day a little bit. I think I'm okay with trailing my stop. I mean, I'm long from 52, so if it gets below 59, which is to yesterday's low, actually if it gets below today's low, which is 61, and stays below 61, then I'm most likely looking to cover some more, and then I'm going to trail it for the 5-day moving average. So I'll watch what happens over here on Robinhood for sure. I mean, it's a very simple trade from here on out. Just letting the trade work for me, letting the buyers do their thing. I don't need to think extra hard. Trail previous day's low, and you can see how the stock has yet to hold below previous day's low. If it starts doing that, then that will be the first time since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Guess what? That's a great swing trade. You got to carry yourself from the breakout all the way up to the north side and get 20% off of that trade. People don't even get 20% a year by holding S&P 500. You got it in 5 days, right? So monster long over there, take advantage of that, lock in some profits, but also make sure that you trail your way, because you never know how far some things can go, especially if we are in a real bull market again. Robinhood, with going into Canada with its other investments and so on that they've been kind of pulling out recently, they can really go to some ridiculous prices that people would lose their minds over about. So I'm very interested to see what happens on this bad boy for the future. For now, as a swing trade, the future can worry about itself, and I'm sure there'll be more setups in the future, like another high day breakout, or another 52-week breakout, or another all-time high breakout, or something like that. I can join back on that trade then, but I can take profits over here and enjoy my profits as they are being given to me by the market gods. But what I can't enjoy is watching this fucking team lose, man. How do you go from 2-0 to 2-2 in the playoffs, and now we're gonna go to 3-2 Florida on the playoffs? Maple Leafs, don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. All right, coming back. It was supposed to be our year. Coming back, let's talk about some of the stocks that we are really interested in. What's going on over here? Is closing in on a deal to buy the company for roughly, is that why they popped up? So, I talked about how Foot Locker is probably a garbage company all my trading career, and I wasn't wrong about it, right? We've seen Foot Locker's demise from ridiculous prices to to $11, $12, and I was a very happy camper because I've been calling this short on Foot Locker for a really long time. But I was really surprised watching Foot Locker be up 67%, or sorry, 69% today. So let's quickly open up our trusty tool, Benzinga. If you guys are interested in this awesome tool, go check out the link below in the description and click this link right here, Benzinga Pro. You'll get 10% off. So looks like DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods, is about to buy them out, but they also reported earnings. I'm guessing they reported earnings. What happened? There we go. Did they report earnings or did they not? Running after the market Wednesday that DKS is nearing a deal to buy the footwear and apparel retailer is at $24 per share. This is actually going to be a very big deal, man. This deal is actually going to be so huge that I might just have to trade this stock all day tomorrow. Absolutely huge deal. I'm just going to have to share it with my friends over here too real quick. So let me just do that. Boppity boopity boop. Let me also do this. Boppity boopity boop. And share it with my coworkers real quick because this is a very big deal. If this deal actually goes through, what happened? What is my stupid internet? All right. So, oh yeah, I got retweeted by Lance. That's right. That's what happened. Foot Locker shares are running after market close on Wednesday. $12.3 billion deal. Deal could be completed as soon as Thursday. What? But it's not like closing Thursday. I'm going to lose my mind if they Activision us on this trade. You're not going to Activision us on this trade. Come on, dude. If they do, I'm going to absolutely lose my mind. Okay, it didn't go to 24 yet. It's going to close around 24. This is a 69% premium or 70% premium almost. Foot Locker shares have trended down since the start of the year. Tariffs, blah, 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 blah. Shares were down about 4.58% at 200 off DKS. Makes sense. Anytime a company is spending that type of cashish, $2.3 billion worth of cashish, they are expected to go down a little bit. Soaring at 68.61% to 2170. Foot Locker is due to report first quarter reports on May 29th. So that is the overall news that we need to see. Honestly, nothing that you guys can probably take advantage of, but I could see a couple scenarios here that could play out tomorrow. If this deal is actually closing on Thursday, this is a very high priority go long to $24 area. But if it is just being accepted Thursday and then being actually completed much later on down the year, then I could also see some profit takings coming in from people who thinks that this could be an earnings report or something different. People who don't really know about what's going on, they're gonna try and take profits on this insane pop-up on the stock, so you could have a little bit of a selling in front of 24. But one thing is almost guaranteed, it will not get above 24 at all tomorrow. Hope the FL deal isn't as long as the US deals. That won't be, because it's an American company buying an American company. I think Dick's Sporting Goods is American, so it's an American company buying an American company, so it won't be anything like that. And the deal being closed by Thursday is a ridiculously fast pace time, honestly. So I'm very interested on this stock over here. We'll be looking forward to see what type of opportunity set up tomorrow on the day trade side. It's going to have an insane amount of liquidity being traded tomorrow too, so we'll see how that one sets up. Coming back to our trusty friends over at CNBC today, because I don't really have a watch list guy anymore, man. The what's his face? The guy over at the Center Point is on vacation. He usually helps me create my watch list, but I guess we're gonna have to, UC and BS for a little bit. Today pre-market, today's Wednesday, so tomorrow pre-market we got a couple big names, obviously, some heavy hitters. Today after hours, some big names over here. The recent IPO CoreWeave. This is something that's very important for tomorrow. So putting that one on the watch list without a doubt. Let's actually create a watch list. I didn't even get to that part yet. CoreWeave on the watch list. Cisco dropped to the downside. I remember that. Foot Locker obviously on the watch list. NXT, did you make a move? Oh my god, the drums are starting to come out now. There's a wedding going on in my neighborhood, chat, so things are gonna get a little wild. LAZR, do you need to be on the watch list? He did make a pop, but you popped right back down after that, so maybe not. Jack in the Box, JACK, haven't seen this name in a while. Nah, we're gonna ignore this one. TMC, the Metals Company. Nah, we're gonna ignore that one. Also, IREN, is that a name to keep an eye out for? Nah, I'm gonna ignore that one. And go to the ones that are reporting tomorrow pre-market. Baba, Walmart, John Deere, and that's about it that I'm going to keep an eye out for the stocks that are reporting pre-market for day trade side. Take Two reporting tomorrow after hours, Kava reporting, Applied Materials reporting, so some big names over there still, and hey, the biggest names at all, the best company out there in the world, Virgin Galactic, ladies and gentlemen, is reporting tomorrow after hours, so we'll talk a little bit about that if it does come into play. Did they just score again? Now is it 3-0? Oh my god, they're going ham outside. There's people singing and playing the tabla or the drums and so on. It's a full-out Indian wedding outside, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you guys could be here to witness it. You guys would probably enjoy it, but yeah, it's gonna be hopefully not being picked up by the mic. Hopefully not being picked up by the mic. Coming back to the after-hour movers from our good friends over at Boot Barn. What is this? Western surge 16%. What is Boot Barn ticker? What the heck? Boot Barn. Boot Barn. Oh, snap. Okay. Boot Barn popping to the north side. Reclaiming the 200-day moving average. And then off the earnings report, breaking out and going higher. Okay, Boot Barn, you might just deserve some respect for tomorrow. Boot Barn. DXS tumbled 13%. I don't even know half of these companies, dude. DXC tumbled off the earnings report. That's a nice little drop over there. Potential trades on that one. We'll throw that on the watch list. 5%. Don't really care about that one. Chemical makers for surge 7% off its earnings report. Hawkins. No volume at all. Yeah, not gonna care about that one too much, but ooh, okay. Potentially a stock to keep an eye on the... Oh, snap. Okay. Maybe a name to keep an eye on for the swing account or something. Because, like, I mean, if we get above 127, 128... You're telling me there's more upside or something on this name? It trades no volume though. But I am looking for another stock that's in a very similar position, maybe a little less similar position. ROOT. If it gets above 158 on ROOT, I'm looking long. But right now with the way it's trading, it doesn't look like it wants to go above 158, sadly. But anyways, coming back to the day trading watch list, let me bring in the watch list for you guys to take a look at it too. I want to add in a couple other stocks such as the hot flying movers right now, SMCI, Palantir, we got Uber, Affirm, Robinhood. Some of the semiconductors are going absolutely blazing hot. AVGO, you could say, is a little extended maybe. This should say tomorrow. AVGO potentially a little extended. We can throw in some of the cryptocurrency names, MicroStrategy, Coinbase, IBIT, Obviously, got to throw in the large caps. Can't never forget the large caps. Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Google. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are the 7 right there. QQQ, SPY, IWM, and DIA. So starting with some of the main stocks, or I guess since I don't really have too much time today, we're just gonna maybe skim through the earnings names real quick for ourselves, and see how they actually report it. CoreWeave, CRWV, 420% revenue jump. They're cooking the books and they're smoking it, chat. Come on. Nvidia-backed CoreWeave Q1 earnings reports. Revenue jumps 420%. Backlog grows. Oh my god, I thought we scored. Backlog grows to 25.9 billion following OpenAI deal. Shares hit all-time high. Imagine buying the stock at IPO, 40 bucks. Holy moly. 981.63 million revenue, beating estimates of 859.77. Adjusted, the company reports adjusted loss of 1.49 per share. However, revenue was up 420% on a year-over-year basis. The company said it ended the quarter with the 4-0 Florida. Wow. The company reported $1 billion in operating expenses during the period, up 487% year over year, and the quarter $1.28 billion. We delivered. Now, what does the company even do? What does CoreWeave do? Accelerated AI leaders seek the highly performant AI cloud infrastructure, so like cloud AI stuff. I remember checking out this company when they were IPOing, but I completely forgot what they even do. Executives will further discuss the quarter on a conference call with investors and analysts at 5 p.m. CoreWeave has operated data centers across the US and Europe since 2017. Company provides access to NVIDIA GPUs to large technology and AI focused companies. Okay. CoreWeave made it public debut with $40 per share, and now it's like fucking $80. What is it at? Oh, it actually dropped after hours? I thought it went up after hours. Oh, snap. So it did not go up after hours? Let's go take a look at the stock. CRWV, are we there? No, we're not. CRWV. I thought it went up after hours. It did, but then it dropped right back. So why did we go back? Is there something in the conference call that was said that the stock pushed to the downside? I'm guessing something in the conference call. Let's see if we can trace the time period where the stock started to make its descent. That's about 4:30, and right there will be 5 o'clock, and you can see right around 5 o'clock, after making a new all-time high in the after hours, we started pulling back and get below today's low. So not a good indication over there at all. We'll be interested to see how the stock trades tomorrow. Obviously, do we reclaim some of these ranges from today and start trading above here, or do we just keep on selling to the downside even after reporting a 420% growth year to year? Absolute monster growth on another AI provider. So CoreWeave, obviously high priority without a doubt. Next stock is Cisco. I know Cisco had something about a CEO change, but they also reported earnings. So let's quickly read that. 96 cents per share, beating estimates of 92, 14.15 versus 14.08. Same period last year, 12.70. So far, so good. Products 20% up year over year, 9% excluding Splunk. Oh yeah, I forgot they own Splunk. Outlook is what, 96 to 98 versus 95, 14.5 to 14.7 versus 14.58, 13.68 to 13.74 versus what is this? Wait. Raised the fiscal guidance, actually. So they raised the fiscal guidance overall. So all things were looking good on Cisco, but if I remember correctly, the stock did drop, and I'm guessing that's because of the CEO change, or was that a couple days ago? Actually, I can't even remember if that was today or if that was a couple of days ago. I'll stop pretending like I know what I'm talking about, because I did not look at the stock at all, and nor did I trade it. But for some reason, I have a line here all the way up at $64, and that is coming right back into play. That line all the way from there coming back into play. Nice little move up to the south, to the north side, to the north side in the after hours over here on this name. Obviously, good earnings report, good growth. If we do start moving back up north, Cisco might be something to keep an eye out for the earnings play. So also high priority on Cisco. Next names are actually names that report tomorrow pre-market. So that's Baba. Baba actually has been doing really good, man. For a China name, with all the China scare that's been going on, Baba has been doing really good so far. So I'm looking to see how Baba reports earnings. Obviously, would have loved to be long over here, but yeah, that sucks. And obviously would have loved to be long Tesla over here, but yeah, that sucks. Missed out on both of those boats. Sucks to be me. That's all I can say. Monster move, however, on some of these large cap names: AVGO, Nvidia, Microsoft. I'm not gonna say Amazon, because Amazon's kind of like cooling off its engines a little bit. But some of the other large cap stocks that I just mentioned, for example, Microsoft is at a resistance area. Possible struggles coming to Microsoft over there. I mean, Microsoft was one of the weakest stocks on the downtrend, and now it's one of the strongest stocks. It's almost back to all-time high. So very interesting to see how things play out like that. And obviously, I'm not in Microsoft, and the only one I'm able to situate myself in is the worst one, which is Google. I think Google is the only one below its 200-day moving average right now. What the fuck is this? What am I looking at over here? Why are the numbers all messed up? Did Apple split recently? My charts are messed up. Alright. What am I looking at over here? I'm so confused. Anyways. Yeah, I know it's 4-0. Shut up. I'm so annoyed. These stocks are a little extended, so I'm looking for some sort of a long, short on pops on some of these large cap stocks. MicroStrategy creating a nice little box over here. I mean, almost perfect of a box to look for a breakout on, especially if Bitcoin's starting to get back to the upside. One more time, and obviously Bitcoin is just going nuts. Ethereum's going nuts. I think Solana USD is giving you a good little breakout opportunity, also right above 186, 185 or so. Also will be reclaiming its 200-day moving average. So all cryptocurrencies are obviously acting better. You just had the news that Coinbase is being added to the S&P 500 index. This would be kind of the second stock being added to the index that are related to the cryptocurrency basket. You're basically bridging the current market, which has been very much not connected to the cryptocurrencies at all, but slowly they've been bridging it. They've been previously bridging it with companies like Tesla, having Bitcoin on their portfolio and so on, and Tesla was inside the Nasdaq, inside the SPY, and the same way now you have MicroStrategy inside the Nasdaq. So now you're kind of creating an even bigger bridge between Bitcoin, and then buying Coinbase is almost like solidifying that bridge and actually giving the the market even more of a reason to fluctuate with Bitcoin fluctuations. So we'll be interested to see how that one plays out in the future. Not saying it's going to be a 1:1 and they will move lock and key and so on, or it's a lock and step and lock and key, whatever it is. They're not going to move in a 1:1 ratio, but it's still going to play an impact. So far it has already, but there will be more of an impact as we keep building this relationship between the market and between Bitcoin through companies like Coinbase and MicroStrategy and other stuff. But Coinbase, not the stock that I've ever been bullish about, especially from their earnings report. But the SPY, damn it, man, I'm so upset with the Maple Leafs right now. But the SPY report is a bullish enough report for the stock. I mean, people have been expecting Coinbase to be added to the index for a long time. So once they got that news, they are very happy off of that one. Uber, new all-time high, something to keep an eye out for over here. Affirm, if it can continue its rally above 57, that's something to keep an eye. Did I buy 56 today or 57? I hope I bought 56 and not 57. Why would I buy 57? God damn it. Anyways, Affirm is something to keep an eye on. Robinhood is something to keep an eye on. But most likely, honestly, my attention is I can already expect my attention tomorrow all day being diverted to like 2 or 3 stocks, and that's potentially SMCI. Some of the earnings names tomorrow pre-market, which will be Walmart, Baba. Those will be important. Walmart potentially not as important if it doesn't give me a gap up or a gap down to play with. So we'll be. Wow, Walmart was a great dip buy here. I did say look out for Walmart as a buy here. I should have done that for my own account. God damn it, but I didn't fund my account until recently. So missing out on that one. But Walmart tomorrow reporting pre-market, potentially a move right back into all-time highs. Baba will be something to for sure keep an eye on. Palantir, first kind of weak day today on Palantir. Not really, but a little bit of a kind of a weak day. Still above its all-time high and trying to continue climbing to the ascent to the upside on Walmart. Boot made a nice little move off of its earnings reports. That's something to keep an eye out for. Boot over here at $141 or so. Where's the other one that I'm looking for? CoreWeave. There you go. I got a color CoreWeave. That one's going to be important. And Cisco, I feel, is also going to be important because of its gap up. And was that gap up into all-time high on Cisco? It was. Okay, that makes it even more interesting. So 66.06, the devil's number 666 is the all-time high. And we are a little bit short of that, but still, I could see a move into that based off of this report. Cisco is also part of the AI family, the cloud family, and the maybe not the cybersecurity family, but always good to see Cisco join into the upside along with some of the other names out there too. So if this one starts to climb back up, try to take out if its all-time high, that's going to be important for sure. And I think that right there is a list of stocks that I'm going to be mainly keeping an eye on tomorrow. The names that reported today pre-market, the names that will report tomorrow the names that reported today the names that reported today after hours, the name that report tomorrow pre-market, and some of the important high-flying names that have been moving recently. SMCI, Affirm. SMCI had a news catalyst for those of you who are wondering why SMCI moved the way it did. They had some data vault partnership or something, so that popped up over there. Obviously the large cap stocks, Nvidia, Tesla just keeps on going nuts every single day, giving me insane amount of FOMO for missing out on that $300 long, haggling for a couple dollars and missing out on a $30, $40 move, and this stock could easily go to like $400, right? So I'm going to miss out on a $100 move because I was haggling on a stupid $3-4 a dip buy opportunity. So but hopefully I learned from my mistake over there and try to catch it the next time I see an opportunity. Talking to myself, not to you guys. So as for a day trade, however, Tesla it's one of those super stocks. It has an insane ATR. It moves 5% a day. It moves about $20 a day, and if you wait in the right opportunities at the right levels, you will get a trade off of this stock. I mean, look at right there. Yesterday's high, it gave you a triple bottom. You had to do nothing but just wait for a double bottom, maybe a triple bottom, a test of the lower day. It never really broke, and it just launched to the upside with the volume right there. You could have taken the opening range breakout high for a quick scalp. That would have given you a $5 per share long. You could have waited at 350. That could have given you a short. We were actually watching for the 350 today for a possible short, but we kept passing on it because we were Tesla's ridiculously strong, and you don't want to get caught with the short on the stock when it's kind of doing insane things. So everyone in my company passed on that short opportunity, but that short would have been a good short opportunity, right? 350, you got a nice move back to 340. Missing on it, wham wham, oh well. But it's a super stock. Same thing with Nvidia. It's a super stock. Nvidia moves 3% a day. It moves $5 a day. So when the stock moves, you get opportunities. Even if the market's not moving, these stocks are moving, and we get to take advantage of the fun at the moment. Second period is over, and sadly, I think so is this stream, because I'm going to go cry myself to bed. Nothing really else to talk about, honestly, chat. I could talk about more levels to you guys. I could talk about my portfolio to you guys. I could talk about more earnings reports, but honestly, everything will come down to what the stocks do tomorrow pre-market, and I think more importantly, it will come down to what the market does tomorrow. If we do start holding below today's low tomorrow, then there could be a little bit of a correction, or at least a little bit of a stalling out and sideways on the market. Nothing wrong with some sideways, or even a little bit of a pullback and then a pop back up. But understand that if that does happen, what does that indicate for your day trading account? What does that indicate for your swing trading account? For my swing trading account, that might mean I need to lock in profits on my stocks that I am in profit. And if I'm not in profit, maybe, take the losses that I need to and think about coming back into them trades on the dips, or look for a better setup, right? Learn to take the losses. And then if for a day trade account, what does that mean? Then I'm more interested to look for stocks that are actually bearish on the day. For example, CoreWeave, for a pullback. If CoreWeave is looking weak even after reporting a 420% growth, it was looking weak in the after hours. So if it's looking weak tomorrow in the pre-market off the open, and if the market's holding below today's low, then I'm looking for a pullback on CoreWeave. I'm looking for a pullback on Nvidia. Nvidia is ridiculously dislocated, almost 10% away from its 5-day moving average. So companies like these are number one on site for the pullback short tomorrow, especially if the market's going to give me a short opportunity. So 100% looking for a bunch of ideas out there, but obviously all of this will really play out. It will set up when we see what pre-market plays out. So I gave you guys a couple ideas for the short and for the long side. Hopefully I am able to stick to my own rules and my own ideas and able to play them out properly. I might even need to get into work or leave home a lot quicker because of this traffic around my work right now is ridiculous. There's construction going on, an insane amount of traffic at my work that is costing my time to get in a lot longer than usual. So I might need to figure out what I need to do on that side. But before I call it a night for you guys, let me quickly show you guys the econ calendar. Tomorrow we have the core PPI at 8:30, jobless claims at 8:30, a bunch of actual econ number at 8:30. So interesting amount of numbers coming out at 8:30. 9:15, nothing really anything else for 3 stars. It looks like mostly 8:30. 8:40 you had Fed Powell also coming on and talking and giving some comments, so that will be something to keep an eye out for. Anything on the IPO? Nothing really on the IPO till the 22nd of May, so we got some time to chill out on that side. And I guess that the only thing that matters right now is the 830 numbers. So a good amount of 830 numbers to keep an eye out for. The markets look to be gapping down a little bit lower in the after hours over here. We are down 0.4% on Dow Jones. We're down 0.2% on S&P 500. I'm guessing NASDAQ is up. What? Okay. I don't know why, but okay. Anyways, that is the overall market, ladies and gentlemen, and my expectations for tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll catch you guys next time for the final stream of the week, which is tomorrow, obviously. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the final stream of the week. Have a great time on the markets, and stick to your rules. Don't blow your risk, because, you know, it's easier to start flat than it is to start from negative. I'll catch you guys next time. TraderPrad out. Peace.
Magnificent 7 also had a pretty trade off of get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.